the outset, let me thank the organizers for inviting me. I was not aware of the project, but I have been working on this topic for quite some time. Shushab Jadhav of London College has also done some work on universities and distress on university campuses. So, I'd like to make 4 points. One, I would like to try to highlight some points on the university as a site of discrimination. I don't want to say that yes, there is a regime which is actually having an onslaught on the university system, that is there. But I want to look into, once the university is established, and a very democratic, very progressive universities are functioning in India, and then what are the problems which are faced by specifically scheduled caste students, teachers, women as well. So in this, I was thinking that what can be real methodology? Can there be a methodology for this? So then I said, okay, there can be 2 ways to look at discrimination and exclusion prevailing on the campuses. One way that you can quantitatively look at the numbers. Numbers are very easily available, and you can look into how many vice chancellors from this particular category are there, how many professors are there, how many assistant and associate, and then how many students. So if you go by these numbers, they are there. I can look into if you really want. I took example from, and Professor Thorat is sitting, so sir, just forgive me if my numbers are not correct. 46 central universities, and I find only 1 vice chancellor from scheduled tribe, and that too, that was appointed by the last regime, Professor Katimuni. Then I looked Northern India belt, these 19 universities from Madhya Pradesh, and I did not find even 1 scheduled caste vice chancellor. And similarly in Uttar Pradesh, there are 25 universities with 21% of the Dalit population and not even 1. The RTC in UGC, RTI, we found that in 2009 and 10 there were 1688 sanctions professor posts, and 3,298 associate professors. Out of these, if you see, 24 professors were from scheduled caste and 19. If you go by the percentage, it is 2.71 and 4.4% in terms of actually 15% stipulated reservations for scheduled caste. As far as students were concerned and higher education, we found 13.5% of students and 4% of scheduled tribe students from this category. So look into the quantitative and you will know that how democratic Indian universities are in terms of giving the spaces. Now the second aspect of this methodology is qualitative, and that's where it's very, very difficult to make out this particular methodology, because the experience is very unique, individual, and therefore people can argue that because these are very unique, how can you have a methodology evolved on these unique experiences? But then there is a way out, that repetitiveness of a particular phenomena and also the same type of experiences faced by same type of individuals with the similar identity. I think there are many similarities. Repetition of a phenomena, then you have the same identity and same experiences. Now, if that is the level, then we can definitely think of different permutation and combination. And at least I have 8 permutation and combination to look into, starting from the highest official in the university. And I have experienced that when the highest official in the university, the whole environment changes. Starting from the members of academic council to executive council, who are they and how they are nominated, the whole environment changes. Then the number of professors and teachers, scheduled caste professors and general teachers, similarly students, and there are many others. So 8 levels of experience, and I have tried to look into, there are 40 types of exclusionary incidences or instances which you can really look into. This is one aspect. The second aspect is, of course, the experiences of teacher. What is the experience of teacher within these universities? As I'm talking about scheduled caste teachers. What is the experience of Dalit students? Specifically within Dalit students, art streams and science stream, you can really look into, there is a stark difference. Discrimination and curriculum. It is very important aspect. Usually we don't look into, and I think Tejaswini was mentioning, now there are 6 levels of understanding of this curriculum. One, how discrimination takes place. One, whether they are really part of curriculum framing committee. Have they been really called for that? So are they really part of it? One. Second, the way curriculum is taught, the pedagogy issue. How? Whose icons are invoked in the classroom? And if there is a question from the other side, what happens? And the third aspect is cognitive blackout, I will say, and I have written an article in EPW, How Egalitarian is Indian Sociology. Look into how cognitive blackout takes place. The third, reductionism. Even if people are basically taught, how are they taught and how are they reduced? If the icons of the Dalit community, if the icons of the OBC minorities are being talked about, how are they talked about? Whether they are only referred or they are the center point. And I think that questions the accessibility of the literature. People do not have any literature. Ambedkar is being taught today in 80 colleges of the university, and I keep on getting a call, so give us some rational text to teach Ambedkar, though they were not going to go into the original. And therefore, I allege that there is lack of reflexivity. Reflexivity is not there, and if people ask question, they are snubbed. And they are snubbed not only by teachers, but by students as well. And in that context, I think there is this whole reproduction of hegemony. Now, if that is the case, then I think there is a need to ponder whether our universities have really become democratic. Thank you.